Afternoon, everybody. I'm glad to be back in US Bank Stadium this week. It was great getting there last week, get a big win, and hopefully we can build on the momentum and the way we played in the second half and keep moving forward.
Um, Eric Henrys was talking about just the difference that the crowd noise made compared to last season at US Bank Stadium. Could you talk about the difference you thought?
It was a completely different atmosphere for sure. We had to do a great job of communicating because the fans were really loud, and we had to communicate the calls, signal the calls all across the board. And I thought Nick and Eric did a great job of organizing that for us throughout the game, and we're gonna have to continue to do that these next couple weeks.
When it comes to just Kevin Stefanski's offense being so similar to what you've done here for the last couple of years, does that help, or are you so familiar with it that you know the changes are coming? Like, how does that sort of little chess game work?
Well, there's definitely some similarities to what he did as far as the passing game and things like that. I think Kevin has evolved with some of the run game things he's done. They're doing a little bit more gap scheme than we have here in the past. I do think he does a really good job of mixing up the play calls and keeping a defense off balance. Obviously we have an idea of some of the things he likes and some of the things he doesn't, but I think he's really, even in the last 2 years, he's evolved his offense, and that's a sign of a good coach.
Adam, with Baker Mayfield, the way that he manipulates the pocket, what does that do to stress a front seven?
Well, it's old hat for us. Over the last 3 weeks, we've had to deal with mobile quarterbacks. I think Baker does a good job of, once he makes a read and his read isn't there, he gets out of the pocket and tries to create. Hopefully we can get some pressure in his face and make him make some bad decisions and force him to make some throws that we'll end up with.
Is it hard to game plan against a player who's willing to take more risks, or do you just see that as an opportunity for turnovers?
Well, if they throw it in harm's way, that's an opportunity for turnover as well, also. But it's also an opportunity for his guys to make plays, and they have a lot of skilled players that can go up and get the ball, whether it be Beckham or in Ngakoue or the tight ends and the backs. So he really does a good job of giving them an opportunity to go up and get the ball and make a play. And so we have to do a good job of contesting that, getting our hands in the pocket and all that thing, so they don't make these contested throws, which they've made quite a few of these early few games.
What do you think about like this offense, this particular style, the Shanahan-Kubiak, and just how it's sort of spread through the NFL, and there seems to be a lot of teams having success with it? Like, what is it about sort of the foundation of that seems to be working in the NFL today?
Well, what the offense does is they give you a lot of the same looks, and you get a lot of different plays from the same look. So one time they're running power, and the next time it's power pass, and so you can't just say, hey, every time you get in this look, they're going to do certain play or something like that. So I really think that the offense is also, like I said earlier, evolved over the years. They're incorporating more of the jet sweeps and things like that McVay and those guys run in LA. So I do think it puts a lot of stress on the defense, just the blocking scheme, and then the play actions off of it, the bootlegs, all those things make a defense have to have their eyes in the right spot all the time and make sure you're fitting in the correct location. Otherwise, it's going to be a big play.
Adam, what do you think it's going to take for the defense to put a complete game together 4 weeks in? Now, do you think that maybe some of that was just like the slower starts were just product of early season stuff?
Well, I think the first two games we got 3-and-outs on the first drive, so I don't know if it was a slow start the first two games. This past game, we didn't really play with great eyes and technique. We gave up a bootleg on the first play where we didn't see the over route. We poor technique in the red zone. So things like that. We just got to play within ourselves, play within our technique, and do that for 60 minutes, and not just have a lull like we had in Cincinnati at the end of that half, or same thing in Arizona. I think we just have to be consistent and focus on the details, and I think that's what we did in the second half. We weren't pressing. We were playing what we see. We were playing calm and confident, and that's what we have to do the whole game.
What are some of the differences in the play styles and how they use Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and what's the challenge of going against a team that will use two backs like that all game?
They're both very good backs, and Chubb runs extremely hard. Not saying that Hunt doesn't, because I was just in the red zone meeting and he ran over about 3 defenders. So they both are physical runners. They both will take it to the perimeter. I think they're a good 1-2 punch. I think Chubb gets a little more action out of the backfield as far as the passing game. I'm sorry, Hunt gets a little more action out of the backfield, but they're both really good backs with good vision. Good balance. You know, it's hard to bring one of those guys down with just one guy, and so we're emphasizing we got to get 11 hats to the ball every play, and really emphasize do not let these guys push the pile forward on us.